The holiday season means it is time to give back, time to gift you something very nice. And for being someone that listens to this broadcast or watches, we love to reward you. You get your very own Kingdom Report mug by leaving the phrase that pays in the comment section underneath this video over on our YouTube channel at the Kingdom Report. After the live video is done, leave the comment, Mickey's Very Merry. Mickey's Very Merry is the phrase that pays this week. You have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to enter the phrase that pays, Mickey's Very Merry, under this video on our YouTube page over at the Kingdom Report on YouTube. If you are the winner, we'll reach out to you and let you know and get a mug sent your direction. Perfect for Christmas cocoa. That's for sure. And on today's Kingdom Report Live, Disneyland closing a beloved attraction for a lengthy refurbishment. We'll have the details on that. The Disney World annual Passholder lawsuit may be in jeopardy. We'll tell you why. Disneyland Genie Plus prices are on the rise. No surprise there. Toy Story Restaurant is getting its opening date time frame coming up here very shortly over at Hollywood Studios. Permits have been filed for downtown Disney renovation and our Disney Christmas wish list for 2023. That and so much more. You stick around. Kingdom Report Live starts right after the countdown.
Come to this happy place. Welcome.
It's a beautiful day at the Disneyland Resort, kicking things off with a live look outside at the Esplanade between the trees and between both theme parks of the Disneyland Resort. It is indeed a wonderful time of year, and welcome to Kingdom Report Live. Hi, everybody. Wade for the Kingdom Report back with you once again, bringing you all the latest Disney Parks news, all of the latest perspective, that trusted theme park perspective you so totally love, and we are grateful to have you with us. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and that you hit that notification bell, because you never want to miss a thing. All kinds of Christmas content coming your way, as well as content into 2023 as we reach the final weeks of 2022. Pretty nuts if you ask me. Yeah, it's great to have you with us as always, and we want to make sure that you are well in tune with all of our Disney Parks news at all times. So social media, Kingdom Report Live is the place for that. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Nobody really goes to Facebook anymore, but all those other places, you come join us. And at the Kingdom RPT over on Twitter, we would love to see you there. Who is we? Well, I'm joined by some Christmas cheer, a choir, if you will, of Christmas cheer. Theme park analyst Tinsel Tyler Crouch, alongside travel agent extraordinaire Christmas Carol Katrina Manzone.
Oh.
And our reporter, Garland Garrett Hassel. Ladies and gentlemen, great to see you all.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
I love my title. I love it. Garland Garrett. I like it.
Garland Garrett.
Golden Goose is pretty good, but Garland Garrett for today is you just made my holiday season that much brighter, Wade. So thank you.
Wow, that was
Perfect.
easy.
Garland Garrett Hassel. Garland Golden Goose Garrett Hassel.
That's a lot of G's.
Say it 3 times fast.
I won't.
I don't want
No,
to.
don't do it.
Oh.
You don't want that. No.
I can't. I know I can't. I just don't want to. It'll trip me up, and I'm gonna look foolish, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
don't want that.
No.
No. No, you're too poised
Yeah.
for that.
Sure.
Yes, right.
That's a good way to put it.
As we enter the final legs of the holiday season here,
man.
certainly very much a time of year that we know Katrina is head over heels in love with.
Am I?
A little bit.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe. Okay.
Look at those
Look
earrings.
at my little snowman
Oh.
earrings. They're so cute. I know you probably can't see them, but they're little snowman earrings, and I've had them since I was 6.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't they the cutest? They have
That's
like
awesome.
little hats on them.
Since
adorable.
6 years old.
Yep.
What a treat. Wow.
Yep.
Did you make them?
No, I think my mom got them for something because she got red ones, like with
Oh, how
with
fun.
a red scarf, and then I saw them and I was like, Mom, I want one. And then so I think she got ones to match her, so I got green.
My gosh,
Yeah.
look at that.
I don't even know if she still
Christmas.
has hers, and that's like a quiz.
Tandem
Maybe
snowmen.
she does.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I love
Oh,
them.
they're adorable.
I love 'em so much. I'm so glad I found them.
It's her favorite time of year, and certainly all of our a time of year we all enjoy. And I did finish the Santa Clauses
Yay!
on Disney
yeah.
Plus. I'm not going to reveal anything for
How'd you
those who
feel?
still need to catch
Did you
up.
get emotional on the second to last episode?
I did, but it
good.
also felt like we rushed things an awful lot there
oh
at the
yeah,
end.
you did.
We said the same exact thing. We
I
were
was
like,
like,
wow,
is this
okay,
it?
that last episode, boy, things just kind of wrapped up, didn't they?
We hit the gas and
Yeah.
off we went. Felt like there was
Yeah.
such a build going up through the series, and then all of a sudden, just boom.
boom, boom.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
it really did quickly just kind of get itself out of there. I felt like it either needed like 1 or 2 more episodes possibly, or even just don't
Or a
build up
cliffhanger for
to
the
it.
next season.
Right.
Well, sure, or even just don't do as much build up, like less episodes. Even I feel like could have been better, but I don't know. It was very interesting. I kind of
they-
enjoyed it. It was super cheesy, but I thought it was a fun time until
was
that
cute.
last episode, and I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
So
Is this a limited? Like I haven't seen it yet. I've been waiting for the week before
yeah,
Christmas.
limited miniseries.
So okay, I didn't know if they were going to be doing like Santa Claus season 2, and it's just like
I
more,
hope not,
more
you know?
Santa, more
They are
clauses.
doing season.
It,
they're
it,
gonna
it
do
has
season
been
2.
approved as
yeah.
of now. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So,
well.
yeah, so it's on its way.
Dang,
Yeah.
I hope
So
Krampus
Jack
is in
Frost
it
will
more.
come in.
I want Krampus.
Yeah, the main thing I know is that Bernard, makes his comeback, and I'm like, my boy
Oh,
Bernard,
spoilers.
like he holds it down.
Garrett,
Hold it
What?
down.
why did you have to reveal
What?
such a major moment in the
It
series?
wasn't Disney Plus even like put it on their Instagram.
I know.
You're right.
Showing
You're
up.
right.
He was
I'm
advertised.
Like, I'm
They-
not
yeah.
spoiling it.
No.
I mean, he even posted it on his own
Oh, wow.
Twitter.
And we finally learned what happened to him.
I actually really liked the story.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I
Fascinating.
thought the
Didn't sound like what he would do, but okay.
yeah, I thought that the explanation for what had happened to him was I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't need
The
any
be-
more.
the
I was like,
better-
okay.
Yeah, there's quite a
Better
connecting.
question.
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, does Judy make an appearance with her, 100+ year hot cocoa from the North Pole?
She does. It's a little more than a hot cocoa now. She adds a little bit of stuff to it. She's got like a baby bump happening, disheveled mess, saggy boobs,
See, you gotta
a
watch.
cigarette,
yeah,
dark voice.
yeah. It's a crazy episode, Garrett. Yeah,
Man, I can't wait to watch this show. She's
She's been through a lot.
Disney Plus. It's great. Yeah.
yeah. Go for it.
She's been through
Judy
a lot.
fall in
so,
hard times.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, when you leave the toy shop,
That's what happens.
life goes downhill pretty quick. So
Yeah.
that's for sure. Well, you check out the Santa Clauses, Garrett, and for those of you who have not seen it on Disney Plus, definitely worth checking out as you head on into the Christmas holiday itself. But we have some Disney news to get to. Yes, we do, and there is no doubt lots of discussion around such a thing. Therefore, it's time for the Disney News Review. Let's go. Disney News Review time, taking a look at some of the biggest stories from the Walt Disney Company over the course of the last week. Starting at Disneyland first, we are going to discuss how Genie Plus prices are going up ahead of the big Christmas crowds at Disneyland Resort. The OC Register reports that Disneyland has quietly raised prices 50% on the Genie Plus front of line skipping service since October, with even higher fee hikes possible during the busy Christmas season that traditionally brings bigger crowds and longer wait times for rides. The Christmas holiday season, traditionally the busiest time of the year at the parks, could bring more Genie Plus price spikes. Disneylanders will be watching to see if Genie Plus prices climb to $35 or higher during the holidays as a sign of things to come in 2023. Disneyland has not set a ceiling on Genie Plus prices, with a lot of room in the marketplace to push prices even higher. And Katrina, the Disney Genie Plus service offers paid front-of-the-line access to 20 rides at Disneyland and California Adventure, replacing the free Fast Pass service that was so popular. At what price point per person is the service worth during the busiest two-week holiday period of the year? I think some people might be in the camp of saying, whatever it costs, just get me in front of these insane crowds. And I think you might have some other folks that are like, why are you price gouging me during the busiest time of the year?
I mean, I think you're right about like the people because obviously people who come during like the 2 weeks of Christmas already know it's going to be busy. They already are spending a lot of money for the tickets because those tickets are very expensive.
Sure.
And so then now they're kind of sucked into that thought process of like, I want to get ahead of the lines. I want to have a good time. I want to do, A, B, C, and D. So I want to make my kids happy. So I will be paying these prices. Will they have buyer's remorse later? Yes.
Sure.
I think later in the day, possibly if they don't know how to accurately do the Genie Plus throughout the day and they don't have their times and trying to grab it at the times they need to make sure they get as many rides as possible, they may regret it. But then, I mean, honestly, $30 a person is so expensive. And there are those people during the holidays where they spent, a whole bunch of money to get in those daily tickets on top of if they want to spend, all that money to do the hotel or to be on the Disney Resort and also be paying a lot of money for all the food and stuff. There may be a point where they're kind of like, all right, I'm tapped. I can't do this. But and then on top of that, with the Genie Plus, there are the other lightning lane prices that they have to account for too. It's not just a basic $30 to do the 20 rides. You have the other upcharges too. So, for Rise of the Resistance and for Cars, I think those are the only two now that they charge extra for. And even those aren't even those are based off of demand prices now too. So you have to do $20 a person for that too. So you're paying $50 a person for 21 rides, and that's pricey.
Yep.
So, but I think those people are going to be paying it. That's why Disney's doing it, because they can. And that's kind of disappointing.
It's that time of year.
That's why there are fights that break out at Disney. I don't know about Disneyland, but Disney World mainly. But there's Disneyland, there's fights here and there, but Disney World's the most stressful place to be during Christmas. But yeah, woo. So good luck.
Yeah, mounds and mounds of people. And Tyler, Genie Plus prices that were fixed at $20 per day when the service launched in December 2021 now start at $25 a day and vary by date. So they have that flex pricing now, obviously, and that can be troublesome to try and plan for, certainly in any regard. Disneyland has hiked Genie Plus prices 13 times to $30 since introducing the date-based pricing. According to Thrill Data, 5 of the price hikes fell on weekends, and Genie Plus also hit the $30 mark during Thanksgiving week from November 19th to the 26th. So how do you imagine Disney will go about this experience moving forward, just in terms of Christmas week? You think they're going to hit a new ceiling? You think that this is going to be the new normal and maybe we'll see $40 by next year?
I mean, I could see it being even higher than $40 per person,
really?
To be honest with you.
Ouch.
I mean, not this year, but I think in the next couple years, sure, 100%. I mean,
opens.
Yeah, well, when Toontown opens and just when, now that we're getting more back to normal and they see that the demand is there, they're going to just keep on doing it. And I've pointed this out a lot in the past, but I think it bears mentioning that we're just not used to Disney charging for front of line privileges, because if you think about it, Universal Studios has been doing this for years. Knott's Berry Farm, Cedar Fair has been doing this for years. Like even Six Flags has their own thing too, where they charge money to get in the fast lane, this the fast pass area, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm shocked that it took Disney so long to start charging money for these sorts of things. And now we're here. And if you think about it, Universal Studios Orlando, for example, if you go there, you're going to be definitely paying more than $100 per person for the front of the line passes. And if you don't want to do that, you can like stay at one of their more expensive hotels, and that can save you a little bit of money if you have a bigger family, for example, or something. But I see them going up and up and up. I don't think, this sort of thing is going to stop anytime soon. And I think they're just going to see how much they can get away with it, and to be fair, I personally think too, like the higher the price, probably the better the experience is, because if you have less people that are going to want to pay for it, you're going to have shorter lines for those people that are paying. So, hopefully it doesn't get too high, but I could see it keep going and going and going for sure.
No fun whatsoever. Not excited to hear that. And yeah, definitely, I think you're on the right wavelength with the thought process that perhaps they can try to see what they can get away with first, and then when they get that blowback eventually, because at some point people are going to say no more.
Yeah,
can't do it.
That's the other thing too, is like Universal has been doing flex pricing on their front of line passes for years and years and years. So this is not like
they're not Disney though. We have to rage.
Exactly. That's kind of what it is. It's like, oh, but I thought it was magic, and it's like, okay, and sure, but it's profit too, everybody. So they have a lot of people. They're a publicly traded company, and they have a lot of people they need to keep happy. So
bringing in the Christmas cheer, this one.
Yeah.
Always here for it,
bitches.
Goodness.
Hello.
Here comes the tinsel.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this
bad.
guy. Oh, cheers
Now I
to
feel
that.
bad. I'm sorry, everybody. I hope your grandchildren weren't listening.
Yeah, well,
Whoa.
they're gone now, aren't they?
Way to go.
Yeah,
We just
wow.
lost
Thank you
viewers.
for that. Well, it's definitely something to keep in mind if you are heading to the Disneyland Resort during the big holiday season, the busiest time of the year. That flex pricing is definitely going to play into your plans, no doubt. And so you should plot and prepare for such a thing. In addition to that, also skyrocketing ticket prices, where they often tap out at the top of the ceiling level for all of the tickets to get into the theme parks too during the next 2-week time period. So if you are going to a theme park at Disney during the next 2 weeks, good luck to you. It is the busiest time of year. All right, we move along now. The Disneyland Resort is about to shut down a mega e-ticket attraction for several months for an extended refurbishment. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye attraction will be going down for some TLC. The beloved Indiana Jones ride will be closed beginning on January 9th for an extended refurbishment, according to the Disneyland website. The resort hasn't provided a specific reopening date for the ride, but announced that it will reopen in spring 2023. The last time the ride underwent a significant refurbishment was in 2014, according to Mouse Planet. Disney fans have speculated that the new additions from the upcoming 5th Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, not the soap dial.
Are you sure? Probably need some soap while you're out adventuring,
I mean, once
I
you
want
touch
Dial
those
to be
Jeeps.
the new sponsor of the ride.
Yeah, Dial definitely needs to dial in and be a sponsor
I
of
worked
that
so
ride.
hard on that thing on Twitter, and no one even liked my joke.
I
that
thought it was
day of.
great, Katrina.
I thought it was really funny. It took me the morning. I was giggling the whole time. I was like, okay, I'm making it, and no one even liked my post.
I'm sorry.
That's the algorithm for you.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you, Elon Musk.
You are now buried underneath everybody else that came after you and stole the joke.
I was the one. I was the first one to make the Dial joke.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We know where it started, at the heart of it all. But yeah, it's left some folks to speculate whether or not the new Indiana Jones film elements will be added in to the ride during the process of refurbishment. as the movie is set to debut in 2023 for the big premiere. Tyler, this attraction has become a sort of punchline when it comes to operational downtime at Disneyland. Between it and Rise of the Resistance, it seems like one or the other is usually closed at any given time. What do you hope to see from this multi-month refurbishment? This attraction has so many elements. It's much like Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance, obviously a modern day take on an attraction where a lot of enhanced technology is already included. Indiana Jones is an OG type ride, but it's still very sophisticated in the way that it operates, so much so that it shuts down constantly when a park map flies out of your Jeep. It shuts the whole ride down. I mean, it can't handle it. It thinks there's a person on the track, for God's sake.
Watch out.
Yeah. What do you hope to see come from this long, lengthy refurbishment?
Well, I mean, first of all, I hope that they don't really add much of the Dial of Destiny stuff to the ride. I mean,
No Shia LaBeouf.
Personally, like if you think like the way I like to think about the ride is like it's a standalone Indiana Jones adventure, right? Like just like every one of the movies is, and I want it to remain in itself. I want it to remain that adventure. Like if you're adding in Dial of Destiny stuff, then why is it the Forbidden Temple? Like they I hope they don't commingle too much. But besides that, from what I understand, they rely on very old computer systems. I mean, they haven't updated these things since the ride was built, and I'm sure that's a big culprit for why these things happen on a regular basis, why it's shutting down all the time. And so, for one, I hope that they can actually take the time to just rebuild kind of the whole computer system, because from what I understand, it needs a lot of help. And just secondly, I mean, I feel like when that ride first opened, it blew my little Tyler mind. I just thought every little detail was so amazing. And just slowly over time, it's like, oh, that doesn't move quite like it used to. Or like the snake is completely frozen forever now. Or
the doors no longer move, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not too mad at that one, because at least they updated the effect, and you have these really cool projection map, doors that... you're still getting kind of a similar story, even though the doors don't move anymore. I mean, that was a really cool effect, but I think the new projection mapping works. But I just hope that we really dig in and just make everything, give that shiny coat of paint, make that snake slither again. Like, I just want, I want everything to be like how I remember it in my mind's eye.
Make that bamboo work.
Stop pulling out that bamboo. I got bamboo to shake. I got spikes to see. Come on. So I just bring everything back to how my kind of rose tinted glasses remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get rid of that part with the fog and the tree branch and the rats that never works.
In the dark section.
It's a great idea, but it just never works. And I think everybody's just confused. Was that a ghost rat? What just happened? Like, and I don't know. I guess that's kind of. I could go on and on, but I'm making my point already. I just think they need to just bring everything back to what it was, its former glory.
And we certainly have seen, some films in between where this attraction debuted, and no doubt it has been nice not to see too many elements infused from modern day films or anything like that from the franchise. They did bring, during the last film, I remember a big sort of entertainment element to Adventureland. Remember Indy running around and that whole show that was happening on the rooftops of Adventureland?
Oh man, they did that?
Wait,
you don't remember that?
Wait, when the Shia LaBeouf Indiana Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Well, that was quite an experience, that's for sure.
They did the annual pass thing where they did like a cool show, and they actually had an annual pass party to renew, and they had like an Indiana Jones show.
It was the 20th anniversary of the ride.
Yeah,
and
that was really cool.
They had like a stunt show on the treehouse and everything,
that
was pretty neat.
Yeah. Indy, and there were some mild stunts. He was running from people, and there was fight scenes and everything like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It was short-lived. It was a promotion for the film, and it was a lot of fun. Problem was, it happened in a land that already had congestion issues.
Yeah,
and so everybody just came to a stop.
Yeah, that's bad.
So they definitely scrapped that quick, and we're like, oh, there's no real good place to do this. It's already so congested.
Maybe now since the tree's gone.
That could help
Maybe.
a great deal.
I don't know how bad it would be, though, because there's still congestion there.
Although he used that tree during the show. I remember
now
him
he has
going
to
up
swing
there.
from a vine.
And we'll have true crossover of intellectual property. Garrett, where does Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye attraction land on your Disneyland must-do list?
Probably number 1 or 2,
Oh.
honestly. It's the first thing I do every time I enter that park. It's a tradition that goes back ever since I could actually, hit the height requirement. Now I'm above it. I've gotten taller.
Oh, yeah.
It's those platform shoes.
It is, and it's all the volumizer I use in my hair to give me that extra.
An extra foot and a half.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got to be able to go on every attraction, and my hair helps do that. Thank you. But yeah, the moment I enter the park in the morning, I immediately make a break for Adventureland, and I skip Jungle Cruise because sometimes it's chilly and you don't want to get splashed by water. But Indiana Jones and like Temple of the Forbidden Eye, it made me want to be an Imagineer when I was a kid, and then I realized you had to do math, and I was like, maybe this isn't my area. But when I first went on it, I was just like Tyler, amazed at how immersive not only the queue was, whether it's just like walking into the temple, and you don't realize how far back you actually go. You just think like, man, this thing goes on for miles and miles and miles. And it's such a great ride. The music is fantastic. The vehicles are great. You don't know how any of the the show elements work when you first go on. You're captivated by everything. I, for one, miss when after you look into the eyes of Mara, which I actually thought was like a real thing. I'd be like, I looked into the eyes of no. I miss when the truck used to sort of jerk back and forth towards the doors of towards the gates of Doom, but now it just sort of like lazily floats there. So I miss.
Yeah, they definitely toned the movement down.
Yeah, but I've loved this attraction since I went on it, and I can't get enough of it. It's the reason why I go on Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom thinking, oh man, maybe one day it will be as great. And then I'm brokenhearted and I have to make up for it by going on, Expedition Everest and crying.
So next time, just ride the ride, close, and just watch the video of like a POV of Indiana Jones, and
There you
go
go.
on
Yeah.
it, and you're there.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
Put on one of those Oculus face things with
That's-
the Indiana Jones strip, ride
Sync
on
it up.
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah, but
But
on
speaking
my
of-
Disneyland to-do list, it's my probably number 1 or number 2. It's either Pirates of the Caribbean or it's Indiana Jones. In all honesty, those 2 rides are fantastic and they're right next to each other. But Indy is a ride I will go on a minimum of 2 times a day. And even if I'm with people, I might be like, I'm going to do the single rider line real fast.
Mhm.
Just because if you go in the evening, it just has a different aura about it. It's darker. It's a little bit more like you feel more immersed. Because in the morning, it's like, man, first thing in the morning, got to get that adrenaline rush going. But then at night, it's like, now it's for real. You might not make it out of the park alive, and that's why you got to go on the
Scary.
attraction. So yeah, I'm. It's sad that it's going down, but if it brings about new tech, instead of using dial-up, they actually use high-speed internet. That'd be amazing. But we'll just have to see how this thing goes. But I really cannot wait to go on it. If I can't go on this one for a while, then I'll just go out to Tokyo Disney and I'll do theirs out there. That's to Temple of the Crystal Skull, but it's not related to the 4th movie. So that's
Makes
thankful,
sense.
I guess.
You mentioned Dinosaur, and it kind of begs the question too. Like, I feel like that ride doesn't shut down nearly as much as Indiana Jones.
Excellent
does.
point. You're absolutely right.
I
think
wonder
it's a lot
what the
slower.
major differences are that make it so that Indiana Jones is constantly shutting down and Dinosaur is just running like a
I feel like
dream.
there's not
usually.
as many like things in Dinosaur for it to like shut down though.
I
Yeah,
don't
already
know.
disappointed
Half of those
with it. They
dinosaurs don't even
at this
work.
point anymore.
I don't know. I wonder if it was built, years after Indiana Jones was. Maybe the updated computers at that point were enough to take it over. I don't know.
Yeah, same tracks, same vehicles.
Yeah.
Very interesting to think that it doesn't have the downtime that Indiana
Yeah.
Jones does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great point. I wonder what the heck the difference
You
is.
know,
Maybe
Indy,
the
he's a
Boulder or something?
diva.
I don't know.
He's busy.
Hey, you don't
Actually,
talk
now that I
about
think
Indy
about
like
it-
that.
Sorry, go ahead,
Talk about
Gary.
Indy like Indy is not a diva. He is
Not a
an
diva.
acclaimed archaeologist. He does not do it for the glory. He does it for
history.
The artifacts
The
being in the
museums.
museum. He's not.
You're
a
telling me
diva. If he
Dr.
wants a diva,
Seeker is not
He's
somebody.
a diva. He's a diva.
He is a little diva.
He might be a
He's
diva. I say, let's cross over, get Sala into the Dino Institute.
Yeah.
Have him be a part of the experience.
Buckle up, people.
Yeah.
I like it.
And go back in time to an Indiana Jones film, Nazi wartime.
Scary.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't like it.
Perfect crossover.
Yeah. And
yeah,
we'll,
it's good.
yeah, that would be great. And we'll put the
It works
little-
if Spielberg and Lucas get behind it, then I'm down for it. Even if they don't, I'll probably still be down for it. Honestly.
It takes very little to impress Garrett, but I'm thrilled.
I'm like a cat. I'm like a cat with yarn, man. I just roll with it. And I just have a good time.
You said it. Absolutely. And I'm thrilled to see that Indiana Jones finally getting some TLC that it so deserves. Have you ever experienced that where you've been at Disneyland and Indiana Jones is not operating? I feel like more often than not, most people tend to say, yeah, I've noticed it. The wall of cast members outside telling you all, come back later. It might be working. Come back later. You can get on board. Certainly one of the most popular attractions inside Disneyland Park. Tops Garrett's list for sure, and many others. So we'd love to know from you. Have you anecdotally ever witnessed that ride being shut down while you were on a park visit? We'd love to hear from you. All right, we move along now. Downtown Disney about to go through a major renovation. We can't wait to see all of the new things coming to the west side of the Disneyland Resort property. And we heard from the Orange County Register that Disneyland filed building permits valued at $5.4 million in early December with the city of Anaheim for downtown Disney construction, according to city records. The commercial construction permits filed with the Anaheim Planning and Building Department call for a new 8,300 square foot retail building with room for 5 shops. Also in the works, a new bathroom, an employee break room, an event space with 1,250 square foot stage, shade structure, and 21 lights are also in the plans, according to the permits. The Din Tai Fung Soup Dumplings chain and Porto's Bakery and Cafe are also headed to downtown Disney as part of the major renovation that will see updates to the decor and menus at places like Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, Catal, and Uva Bar. Katrina, with all of the new development coming to the west end of downtown Disney, what are you looking forward to the most, and what should downtown Disney have more of? So we already know what's coming.
Yeah.
What would you try and infuse to downtown Disney that perhaps it doesn't have enough of or nothing at all of?
Like I've said this before many times when they keep talking about this new expansion and everything. And it's just, I feel like it could be so easy to make a space that is like the Anaheim Packing House and to do small little to-go sections where it's like easy. Everybody can grab like food that they want, like a barbecue place, like a poutine place, like a hot dog place, whatever. Or like a chicken guy, bring that out here. So everybody can go get their food to go and then have like a communal spot to go eat it at instead of dedicating time to try to find a restaurant where everybody has to agree on or be mad because they don't want a hamburger, they want Mexican food or, whatever. So everybody can grab like something small and eat it and then have a communal spot where you can go to like a bar and go get a drink that you want. And then everybody kind of come together and just relax and hang out, because honestly there isn't enough spots where you can go grab a quick bite to eat. You have to like literally either try to find a bar spot over at Uva Bar, which is going to be changed over soon. You're going to have to go to like the bar spot where Tortilla Joe's is, but again, like that's not going to exist anymore. It's all restaurants and it's never enough like quick to go spots, and that's kind of disappointing where it's like, if Tyler wants, well, I guess that's not going to be here anymore, Earl's Sandwich, because I know they're going to put in like a quick one.
Sad.
But, it's like if he wants Earl's Sandwich and if there was a chicken guy, I would just go to Chicken Guy and get a couple chicken skewers and then go sit with him and eat, in like a nice, fun communal spot.
You bet.
And then I wish there was like, if they're able to close down downtown Disney, I know it might be just like California alcohol rules or Orange County, but to have the like where you're able to go grab a drink and then you're able to like walk up and down and go shopping and have like a glass of wine or a beer or whatever. That would be helpful too, because they do it at Disney Springs. Everything's enclosed, and then you're able to just like have a drink, go walk around, go shopping and stuff, because it makes people actually want to go shopping.
Right.
If I'm stuck at a bar, I'm like not going to be able to spend money. So I wish they were able to do something like that, and like also bring in like just different things. Like right now they're doing Portos, which is great, but that line's going to be stupid long. And it's not, I can't see this working out in my mind to be at Downtown Disney with like the parking and stuff too. But I wish there was like, a really good barbecue place. Like I just want like a really cool, fun place like the Polite Pig where it is a to-go spot. It's not a sit-down restaurant. You order at the counter and then you go sit down and they deliver it to you. It's something quick and easy. And then they have like a bourbon bar area. So I wish they were able to like kind of incorporate those like small little kiosks too of like the poutine restaurant and chicken guy and like those types of things and make it a lot easier.
I think you hit the nail on the head. An Anaheim Packing House-like destination for Downtown Disney would serve it so well.
It's not hard. Like they can build like if they want to keep everything enclosed, make it in like an interior thing where it's not like you can't go outside or anything, and just make this like big building where you can grab a drink at a bar that you want to go to. Like he's a bourbon drinker. I don't drink bourbon, so he would go get bourbon at the Polite Pig and I would just go get a cocktail somewhere else, and we all just sit down and eat and then throw it away. It's not hard. Like they could have done that with the AMC thing. That thing was massive. Yeah. The ESPN, I don't even know what that's going to be.
But just
like,
a shell of a building still.
Yeah. They're trying to make like a hangar bar, but we all know, like, I feel like in my mind that's going to get scrapped. Like deep down, I hope it works, but I feel like it's going to get scrapped.
Yeah, I think until something's built.
Bring me a Raglan Road.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
That'd be a good one.
Do you know how fun that would be? Because there's like
great.
entertainment. That's what Disney Springs is all about. Entertainment. And Downtown Disney, there is none really.
Right.
There is like a couple a cappella groups, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they have like the downtown area where they're like the singers and stuff. But they're just doing that right now because they're trying to get people down to the west side.
Because it's basically a dead end.
It's dead. Yeah.
There's nothing.
There's nothing to do down there. So if they're able to have like, it sucks because alcohol fuels money, right? It fuels people to walk around. It fuels people to kind of keep moving. So if people were able to like grab a drink, listen, and hang out and watch, the Mad Tea Party again, that would be really fun.
Yeah, infuse something like that.
I would love Mad Tea Party to come back out there. That'd be neat.
And no doubt the Rainforest Cafe building, or what was the Rainforest Cafe building, now just having that bottom floor dedicated to the Star Wars store.
It's so silly.
That's a mega structure that's not being utilized at all.
Yeah.
It's really sad to see that nothing's really being used that can house something right now too. So hopefully we will, with this expansion, watch as they get very creative with how they use the space that they do have.
I mean, Chapek's gone, so come on, creativity, keep
right.
it going.
Yeah, feel the spark again. It is time. But yeah, the Anaheim Packing House, a very popular destination just a couple miles away from Disneyland. That is a multi-story storefront, multi-story eatery.
Yeah,
and it's
all different types of
like
things.
walking through a food court, basically.
Upscale food court.
Yeah.
Very
It's
well
delicious.
done.
It's great. Their Indian food's really tasty. Mexican food's really good. They have little dessert sections, like a pizza place I can't eat at. But everyone you walk in, it's just you don't even know what you want to eat because there's like everything. You want one of each.
You smell everything.
Yeah.
All the different directions.
It's really cool, and they have like a really cool, fun spot to just chill and hang out. So I feel like if they just created something like that, a lot of people would really enjoy it.
Absolutely, and to build up on that space would absolutely need to be something that they do to begin with.
Yeah.
Just because of the space issue that they have. So building up and maybe building down is a great idea. Getting the most sort of bang for your buck space-wise. Yeah.
We can hope.
Downtown Disney. We look forward to seeing what you ultimately become, and we also look forward to hearing from you as to what you think Downtown Disney needs more of. We know what's coming. What do you think should be infused? What do you think should be there that isn't there right now? We'd love to hear from you in our comments. Switching gears now to Walt Disney World, we head out east where we've got news of a lawsuit. The annual Passholder lawsuit out at Walt Disney World may not be going much further. In fact, Florida Politics writes that the lawsuit filed by two anonymous Disney World pass holders who couldn't snag park reservations appears to be in jeopardy. U.S. Magistrate Judge Daniel Eric warned the federal lawsuit could get dismissed, quote, without further notice because the two women who filed it refused to disclose their full names, according to an order filed Monday. In October, Orange County resident MP and Palm Beach County resident EK sued Disney, complaining they had passes with no blockout dates, but there were no available reservations to actually visit the parks. They've expressed concern over bullying and safety, but the judge was not swayed and called the women's concerns about physical harm and bullying, quote, pure speculation. There was no need to be anonymous since the two women are not minors, the lawsuit didn't involve sexual assault allegations, and no one has threatened to harm them, Eric said, adding, instead, plaintiffs' concerns are more akin to the fear of personal embarrassment, and their argument and evidence does not outweigh the interest in proceeding publicly, the judge wrote in his order, denying their request to shield their identities from the public. Adding, this case is subject to being dismissed without further notice for both a violation of the court's order and failure to prosecute, close quote. Garrett, dismissed or not, what sort of impact, if any, will this lawsuit have? And do you think we will see Disney change anything about its AP program in response?
I think Disney will change its AP program, but I don't think it's going to be due to this sham of a lawsuit. Like, first things first, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like, if you aren't willing to even put your name to back up your lawsuit, you've already lost because you're not willing to go through everything to try and win. And Disney, people can bring up lawsuit and loss like just over and over against Disney, but most of the time Disney either pays off the people or Disney, shows that nothing was done wrong. In the case of this one, sure, the news will come out about like an AP, lawsuit, but after reading and listening to the story, it doesn't really sound like there's anything there. Like there's no, nothing evil, malicious, or rude. Disney's just being a business trying to, we're going to do a reservation system, we're going to do APs. And if you don't get a spot, that's how it is. They're not, cookie cutting, being like, what? Because you make this amount of figures, you get to go into the park because you're going to spend more. But you, young college kid, you cannot because you don't know. It's not like that. So I really don't see Disney getting any bad publicity. Like they might get one or two stories, but this is something that will go away in less than a week. And it's really not all that big. Like I haven't even heard much about this lawsuit in terms of the grand scheme of things. I've heard more about Iger going to the Disney studios to bring holiday cheer than I have about a lawsuit like this. So this is pretty minor. Disney probably will change its whole AP formula, I hope, and, bring them back because APs are a good way to, generate good PR, get their very dedicated people into here. And yes, there's more money in single ticket, purchases, but APs, usually give you that brand trust, that brand recognition, and make you if you have an AP, you want to come back more and more. When you have to buy a ticket every time, it makes you be like, what? I'll go to Universal. I'll spend a lot less, and I can get a lot more. So, lawsuit, nothing major to worry about. If it was something like, we were being persecuted against by Disney via the AP system, that's one thing. But this seems almost like nothing. Like these girls or men, whoever they were trying to, just get a little bit of publicity, try and make Disney do something, but they had no real evidence or no real weight behind, what they were trying to throw out. So I hope Disney brings back APs. That would be very, very nice for everyone, but I don't think this is going to be the cause. Maybe Bob Iger will be like, let's bring them back. And that will happen, but I don't think a lawsuit is going to be the reason for it.
And pretty strange to want to file a lawsuit but not put your name on it.
Yeah.
Are they scared that Disney was going to cancel their passes if they gave their names?
They won't let us in anymore. Yeah, I think the public embarrassment comment by them, it says it all. I mean, they were just worried about social media and people saying what's wrong with you, or why are you acting this way, or why are you creating problems for the rest of us, sort of a thing. But if you go to all the trouble to file a lawsuit and you don't want to put your name on it, Why'd you do it in the first place? What are you doing?
You'd think their lawyer would kind of give them a heads up. Like, you should probably think about this before you even pay all these fees to try to sue somebody, because you probably should do your name. And if there are reasons why, like, you should state the reasons why you're scared, or like why you're not putting your name out. So it just makes them look bad.
I'm sure they had those conversations.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they didn't. But also, that lawyer wants some dough. Let's be real.
Yeah.
An easy payday.
Yeah, exactly.
So they thought. But we'd love to hear from you when it comes to this AP lawsuit. Are you somebody that sides with the annual pass holders, thinking we got a problem here and something needs to be done? Or are you thinking that this is going to get dismissed and there's really nothing to it? We'd love to hear from you. Great news at Disney's Hollywood Studios. If you haven't heard, the new Toy Story restaurant is on its way. In fact, our friends at Theme Park Insider reported that an opening time frame has been announced for the new Disney World restaurant. The Roundup Rodeo Barbecue will open spring 2023 in Toy Story Land. In keeping with Andy's Backyard, the theme and backstory of the land, of course, this rodeo arena is Andy's creation, with toys and kid-drawn illustrations decorating the table service restaurant. Jessie, Trixie, and Bo Peep's sheep, Billy, Goat, and Gruff, take center stage at the rodeo's dining room, where the food will be served family style. The menu will include house-smoked meats, a roundup of sides, and some miniature sweet surprises along the way, according to Disney. Sounds good. We look forward to seeing this come spring 2023. And, this is one of those restaurants that is being added onto the land that we thought originally was going to be a part of the land to begin with. And then they waited a couple years, and now it's coming.
Feels like it's been forever.
It sure does. I'm grateful to see that it's finally going to become a part of our Toy Story world.
Yeah.
And we get to have another family-style restaurant. Especially, the concept art makes it look almost like what the interior of Toy Story Mania looks like. It kind of looks like you're going into
Kind of.
Toy Story Mania's queue and dining.
Yeah.
That's the way it looks like it's set up. So looking forward to having that come spring 2023. And you stick around. There is plenty more Kingdom Report Live for you straight ahead. Remember those carefree days of childhood where the magic still existed? When you didn't feel guilty about eating mountains of cereal with, we'll just say, questionable nutrition? Well, now you can have your cereal and you can eat it too. Because Magic Spoon has re-engineered that same great taste with grown-up ingredients for an absolutely game-changing Cereal 2.0. I adore cereal. I treasure cereal. It's one of my favorite things to eat, but I just can't justify eating mounds of sugar in every bowl. I don't need to worry about that with Magic Spoon, because it's high protein, low carb, and 0 grams of sugar in each serving. I know, it's hard to believe, but it also comes in 6 delicious flavors: frosted, fruity, cocoa, cinnamon, blueberry, and peanut butter. Plus, they've got limited edition flavors released throughout the year, like gingerbread or peaches and cream. So taste that magic of childhood all over again and get yourself some Magic Spoon cereal. Plus, take $5 off your order at checkout. All you got to do is insert the promo code Kingdom Team. That's right. Kingdom Team at checkout will get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com. That's magicspoon.com. Promo code Kingdom Team. Remember, Disney List Time. Taking a look at some of the best and worst across the Walt Disney Company. This time around, though, it's a Disney list of our Disney Christmas wishes for 2023. Disney Christmas wish list. We're doing one for Disneyland, one for Disney World, and one for the Disney Company. With me today, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone, Garrett Hassel, all here to chat about their Disney Christmas wish list for 2023. I don't know about you all, but it has been a heck of a 2022. A lot of big changes, a lot of things have been shifting around as we leave the short run Chapek era and re-enter another Iger era, and we move forward into a new year. Katrina, we'll start with you. What is on your Disney Christmas wish list for 2023? Let's start with Disneyland.
Okay. So I really want Disneyland to actually give an option to buy like a yearly Genie Plus. for annual
yeah,
pass holders.
That's a great idea.
That's outside the box.
Yeah,
That's a big wish.
it's a huge one. It's a very
Asking
big
the genie.
ask.
Asking that genie.
Yeah.
Gotta be expensive though if they're gonna
I
do
know. So that would be really cool. I'm not saying give us like lightning lane, but maybe a discounted lightning lane to ride the 2 rides. But it would be nice to have like some type of Genie Plus system where you can pay like a yearly fee and you're able to use it like X amount of times in the year, and then if you don't, you lose it, and they made profit.
that. Or at least like Universal does, like they have a pass that lets you come in. Well, at least in Hollywood, after 3 you can get on the rides without waiting in line, and then over in Orlando
one
it's
each.
after 4. I think.
One ride each.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's helpful. So I mean, it's nice. So if you're able to like at least offer something after 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whatever, for people to actually utilize the Genie Plus, and you can go on like the one ride. But again, like with Genie Plus, you have to make a reservation, and at Universal they don't.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the problem.
Going off of that, I think it would be cool if you could just not make reservations on the Genie Plus thing and just go to a ride and it would work. Like maybe they
for
could
the
have
AP one?
a couple different tiers. Make it even more complicated than it already sounds.
You're making my mind blow up. I'm like, okay, well that could work.
I mean, I like the idea, but also, yeah, I could see that being super confusing.
That would be really. That'd be really.
Their naming
complicated.
conventions are just already bad enough as they are. So
Even
anyway,
like the 1-day tickets. Anyway, so give me an
Love
option to do a Genie Plus yearly thing where we can just do it. And honestly, a lot of APs, they don't really ride rides anyway.
it's true.
Nope.
So
That's why they're unfavorable.
That's right. So we're gonna pay for it and not use it.
Clogging
We
up
make
the
a
walkways?
1-1. We're the ones that clog up the walkways and just like hang out and chit chat, So that's my Disneyland. My Disney World is to offer, I'm kind of going off of the Genie Plus thing, is to offer Genie Plus to deluxe guests. So kind of like what Universal does when you stay at one of their top tier resorts, the 3, you get free express for the day.
Oh,
so
great
that's
perk.
why Tyler and I stay like 1 night or 2 nights, because you get it the day you check in. And then like the next day, like the day you check out. So technically you get 2 days of express for a 1-night stay. So you kind of make up, kind of like, if it works.
Excellent perk.
The math works. So
Right.
so we usually do that, and then you get an express pass. So if you're spending a lot of money to go to to Disney World. And so if you're able to do it for like, just the Polynesian, the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian, just to like, for the people who stay there and spend like ridiculous amount of money for the Contemporary to stay in those incredible rooms. I'm sorry, but they don't look incredible. So you're spending like $700 a night for a family of 4.
Right.
Just give them the $30 Genie Plus
Yeah.
as like a little gift, because then more people want to stay there and, make
Genie
it
Plus
more
doesn't
on
cost them
demand.
anything, so why not?
So that would be kind of cool for you get like Genie Plus for like the length of your stay or something like that. So that would be kind of like a nice kind of throwback to make people actually want to stay in the deluxe resorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, in a world without perks and ever removing perks from
Yeah.
Disney World, that would be a great one to throw in. So
I think it'd be really nice to kind of not compete with Universal in that, but because Universal does offer it, and that's why a lot of people like to stay in those resorts, and it just makes you feel better, because you have like your little pass, and then they look at your little pass and like, oh yes, you can go in now, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I think that'd be like a really great idea. And then for Disney in general, like the company, stop making live action movies. For the love of God. Stop
mean
doing remakes.
recreations?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
live
okay.
action remakes. Like, just stop. Like, I'm over it. Be creative.
Just give me
think
Treasure
of
Planet
something
live
new.
action, and then
No,
No, I
no,
can't.
no
They're
Treasure
gonna ruin
Planet.
it.
Listen,
gonna
future
do-
CEO, I am putting in a formal request as your friend, confidant, and lover.
Oh.
To
Oh, wow.
wow.
What?
I just learned
Katrina,
something
I didn't
today.
want you to have
happening?
to find out this way, but yeah. Merry
I cannot.
Christmas.
Sorry.
Merry Christmas.
how about that, Tyler?
I'm not. There will be no live action Treasure Planet.
No.
You know what? Let's make a bet right now, Gary. And you don't even have to put
Yeah.
any money up, but I will give you $100
I'm
if
putting
they
in.
ever make that movie. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Deal.
All right, there
Recorded
it
in
is.
history right here.
It's here.
And if they don't, I will give you a piece of gum
Oh.
because
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right. I'm broke.
But it needs to be like bubblegum
Yeah,
flavor. I don't want like a
No
spearmint.
mint.
No,
No, yeah.
thank you.
Okay,
He's a
thank
bubblegum
you for the
boy.
clarity.
Yeah.
And know what? I appreciate that because sometimes people try and get around on deals and it's like I give you crappy watermelon flavor or whatever.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Oh no, no, no,
Ew.
watermelon.
I want
flavor.
watermelon in winter.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
too
What
God
kind of a
I got you.
sicko do you
I
think
got
I
you.
am?
Yeah. No, it's,
no
Just
zebra
watch this,
gum here.
2024 Treasure Planet.
It's not.
Can you
happening.
imagine?
Buy, like 20 tickets.
I feel like
with-
Tom Holland would be it.
Yeah,
Like
I can't.
Oh.
they would need to make it in like the next 2 years
He
for
would
Tom
be.
Holland to actually be in it.
He would be.
And Zendaya somehow because they are meant to be together in every single movie.
So no more
Don't even get me
live
started.
action
But
remakes.
no
Disney.
more live action remakes. Just create something new
Original.
and original.
I love that.
Jeez. Garrett, let's
With
toss
Tom
it out to
Holland in
you.
it.
When it comes to Disneyland,
All right.
what do you got?
Disneyland, I never got to go on Rocket Rod. So I would just love for, the People Mover. I would love for Tomorrowland to get the People Mover again because I never got to experience it. And I never got to experience their, the very short-lived Rocket Rods and all that. So People Mover, I think, would add so much to Tomorrowland. They're trying to remake it all beautiful. And who doesn't want to go on a sightseeing tour? It's one of the best attractions at Disney World. And I love it. I think it would do even better at Disneyland because Disneyland is better. And that's my professional opinion. So
It's better, and you haven't
Yeah.
been on it.
well,
Never
no.
experienced it.
I'm saying Disneyland is better, and the Tomorrowland I think is prettier overall. And I think it would just go well because I remember seeing a day at Disneyland, and it would go through
Oh.
Star Tours, and I was like, oh my god, I want to
Right.
experience that. And I didn't get to. So, a People Mover, bring it back. It's got the track, it's got everything set up for it. Just no vehicles, no operating system, no cast members. But other than that, it's there. It's already there.
As the track collapses under its
going
own weight
to-
now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's gone through a lot.
Yeah,
Details.
I
Yeah.
think it's so. I think it's so behind on code that they would have to just remake the whole.
But
thing.
this is his wish list.
No,
this
no,
is
no,
what
I
he
would-
wants. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
you can
piggyback.
wish.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
piggyback off this later, but you keep on going with your.
all right.
But going across the country to Disney World, I would have to say bringing APs back permanently would be, I think, wonderful. Just like how we've spoken about how a lot of APs will just, buy things and not spend it, or will buy, a ton of things and it's just like money that floats away. So many annual pass holders I know will buy it for a 4-day vacation because it might be more affordable to do it that way than just buying a 4-day ticket because you get all the added benefits of being like an annual pass holder. So I say bringing back annual passes at Disney World would be great. Like if you go on the website, it says click on annual passes, nothing, absolutely nothing. And then it's like DVC, still nothing there. So annual passes at Disney World would make the world a much better place. And with, a new, or I guess a former CEO back in charge who, seems to like, the guests. Wow, I'm talking to you, not Chapek, Iger.
I
So
got
yeah,
Wow.
APs would be a wonderful Christmas wish coming true. And honestly, for Disney in general, it's like a million Christmas wishes come true with
Treasure Planet.
the great no with the Godfather, Bob Iger coming back. That was a dream come true for me because I really admire him. I think he's a great role model, not only in leadership but in just being a good person. And so I will say with the company, I would honestly, I just want a new trilogy of Star Wars films. I want something beautiful to be
Whoa.
proud of because the shows are great and I think, they're doing a good job, but I want to go to a different era of Star Wars. I really love Star Wars. I'm kind of tired with Marvel at the moment, so
Oh,
some Star Wars action going in there would be amazing because I love Grogu, I love Mando, but I want to go back to the High Republic because they've got the books and they're putting out the video games, but I want to see like a movie of old school, like when Yoda was like a teenager, when he was, doing things that teenagers do at the age of 150.
spray
Like, I want
painting.
to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know,
weed.
graffitiing all over Coruscant, going out late, getting drunk with Wampas. That sounds like a thing Yoda would do.
Sounds like
They
what
weren't even
Disney
on this-
really wants to put on movies.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't even exist on the
some
same
new Star Wars
planets, but okay.
films being announced in the new year, that'd be pretty amazing.
A new trilogy. Wow, didn't expect that. Oh yeah. So certainly with the track record that many are divided on, as of the most recent films that the Star Wars franchise has pushed out, maybe they could, rebound and recover.
I think like the Skywalker saga is done and has been put to bed. I think we need to focus on some other heroes. I love the best lightsaber battle was Obi-Wan versus Anakin in Episode 3. That's the caliber of fights I want. I want like every lightsaber fight to be 20 minutes long with epic music and fire and lava. Spoiler alert: there's fire and lava, and Anakin becomes a burn victim.
Wow.
Oh, but that's a Skywalker saga.
Yeah. So I want a different saga. High Republic era. Hundreds of years before.
What about
I think
Low
it
Republic?
can happen. No,
Mid-Republic, anyone?
Where's that rim shot?
I don't think
We need the.
No kidding.
I
I've been
like
sound
one-
effectless
one-
today. I don't know what's going on.
I want the One Republic era of Star Wars. The One Republic. The great band.
Great band. Yeah, I'm on top of the world. Hey, so Tyler, Disneyland, you got a wish
beautiful.
list. What do you think?
I do. So, as I mentioned a little bit ago, I was going to piggyback a little bit on Garrett's answer to the People Mover, where I'm totally with you, Garrett. I want them to bring the People Mover back. I want them to, but go even further and just update Tomorrowland in general. Because it's been like rumored for so long now. They keep on making announcements, and people are like, oh, cross our fingers, maybe they'll update Tomorrowland now. And they don't do anything about it. I mean, literally, it's a concrete walkway, like hallway. Like that's what Tomorrowland feels like to me. It's like so depressing. Like Tomorrowland was so about like that kinetic energy and having things moving like all the time. Like you almost felt like, you felt like you were walking into like a freeway of tomorrow. That's kind of what it felt like. It was all about transportation and what. What could be, and now it just looks sad. It just really does. And it was when I was working at Disneyland, it was always the most depressing when I got to work and I was like, oh, I'm working in Tomorrowland today. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so if they're redoing Tomorrowland, are you getting rid of Finding Nemo submarines?
Yes.
I mean,
Because it's just
it
doesn't really fit in with the idea of the future and all that. We're like,
right.
We want modern submarines.
I mean, I think that really what should happen is like they should like that huge piece of land. Something needs to happen with it. I mean, like Autopia and everything. It's like it's kind of outlived its.
And don't forget Launch Bay.
Yeah, I mean,
still
Launch
closed.
Bay. Launch Bay
that's
is
still
like,
there.
It's so sad too. It's just like
Launch Bay, Magic Eye Theater still closed, still nothing.
Can you
going
imagine
on.
if they made like a fun like restaurant inside, like a rotating restaurant where they had like screens and stuff of like the
Put that on the
future
top
of tomorrow?
floor?
Yeah.
that'd be neat.
Sell fireworks viewing?
Where you could be met by Chip and Dale and Mickey and Pluto. And it goes around an attraction where there's plants and talks about the importance of land. I like it. That's a good idea.
I feel like I've witnessed this somewhere.
Yeah,
before.
where have I heard this idea? Make it a Space 220. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, that's my Disneyland one. Update Tomorrowland. It's like yesterday land right now. I mean,
Totally.
Come on, let's get our crap together.
Ducks in a row.
Yeah, come on now. The second one that I have in mind for Disney World now is I'm just so Epcot is like my favorite park over in Florida, and I'm just so ready for it to be like at least not just an eyesore every time I walk in. I want them to finish Epcot like as quick as they can. It's just so depressing every time you have to like walk around all the construction walls and this epic place. Just it's been so sad for so long now, and just get that stuff done. And I really wish too that like some of the projects that have been shelved could possibly come back.
Like
and I know
Poppins.
that would make it take longer to get done, but I just
The festival center, like the
Like-
3-tier
The
one.
multi-tier one.
yeah, I think that would have
That-
been
that
cool. I
was
think
so
Mary
cool.
Poppins would have been cool. I think even the update to Spaceship Earth would have been very interesting, and so we're not getting any of that anymore apparently, and you know, that's depressing. But I want to be able to at least walk through the center of Epcot again. Like,
No
just
kidding.
let me walk through the center without going all the way around everything. It's sad and it's depressing. So
Wall City.
Wall
Yeah.
City,
We
yeah.
don't need that.
It's a lot like Tomorrowland and Disneyland, honestly. So, the next thing here for just the full company, as Disney, as a publicly traded enterprise.
Live action Treasure Planet, great idea.
No,
Still
no.
not.
Actually, my wish is that they never make Treasure
Whoa!
Planet.
Whoa!
I just
Oh,
changed
Christmas
it.
wish.
No, I'm
Cole
just
for
kidding.
you,
I'm
sir.
just
Cole for you.
It's for
No.
him to be CEO. That's what it is.
No,
That's-
but in
that's
all
what I want.
seriousness, I want them to revert their plans on moving Imagineering out to Lake Nona and out to Florida and keep it in Glendale. I don't know how set in stone these things are. It's probably already too late, but I mean, they lost so many good people when they made this choice,
Yeah.
and they lowered morale to such a just terrible level. And I'm not mad at those people for being upset. Of course, they should be upset. Like, it just the amount of talent they lost, the goodwill that they lost is like so huge by making this terrible maneuver by this bald-headed weirdo. And I just keep it in Glendale, keep things here. The movie studios are out here. Like, it makes sense if you're all about synergy. If Disney is a company that's all about synergy and like wanting to make their parks match up to their movies, match up to their TV shows and all that, then why are you moving things like across the world? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I know there's a Disney World out in Florida, but
There's no production studios.
there's no production studios, you know. That's what my point is it's just
Plus, it's got such a rich heritage where Walt, like, you know, had it built for these guys, and it's gone through so much history. Like,
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, the people and the technology, but you can feel the history in the building. And when you watch the Imagineering story, you know, you see how, you know, WED Enterprises is much more than a place. It's almost like its own person, where it's its own culture. And, you know, you can't, when you move to a new building, the culture doesn't always go with it. All the imagination and all that stuff.
No, you're 100% right, Garrett. I mean, and if you think about it, Disney has used Walt himself as a point of inspiration for so long now, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, that inspiration that we cared so much about last year, yeah, we're gonna just throw that out the window.
I mean,
so,
the 100 years coming up, like, and then you're trying to like move everybody
Yeah.
across country for like 100 years of entertainment and all this like
Just seemed like a
stuff.
very unnecessary move to
Yeah.
begin with. And now they've delayed it multiple times. And you're right, they've lost a lot of folks now in the process of it all. I don't know if it will ever happen. I
hope
think
not.
it's tied to tax breaks. I think that's the whole reason why. It's a
Right.
Yeah.
financial move to save money. But in the end, at what costs? That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So that's a great wish. And now we turn it on over to all of you. Your Disney wish list for what you would like to see in 2023. Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Company. What's on your list? You let us know in the comments. All right, friends, well, that about wraps things up for this edition of Kingdom Report Live. So grateful to have had you with us as always. It means so much. Hey, before we get out of here, we do like to reward you for being a part of our broadcast, whether you are watching or listening. You can get your very own Kingdom Report mug by heading on over to our YouTube channel at the Kingdom Report and leaving the phrase that pays right underneath this very video. This week's phrase that pays, Mickey's Very Merry. Mickey's Very Merry is the phrase that pays this week. Yeah, between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to enter for a chance to win your very own Kingdom Report mug. If you're the winner, we'll reach out to you and let you know and get that mug on the way. From all of us here at Kingdom Report Live, for Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, Garrett Hassel, and oh, sweet Tony, we want to say thanks for being a part of not just this show, but for giving us so much support throughout the year. A very Merry Christmas to you, a happy holiday season ahead, and we will see you very soon. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney lives on because of people like you and me. See you next time for another installment of Kingdom Report Live.